So the story continues. Puss in Boots goes to the ogre's castle.
Puss in Boots 去了这只 ogre 怪兽的城堡。That's a scary thing to do.
Yeah, we see that. I can change into anything, the ogre tells him. Now, the ogre is showing off here, saying he can change his shape into any shape in the world. He could be a tree, a dragon, a lion, anything. In old stories, many ogres and other monsters have this power.
这只 ogre 说啊，他自己可以转变成任何不同的样子。So, what does Puss do?
Well, we see that. I bet you can't change into a mouse, Puss says. Now, he uses the word bet here, and if you use it like this, you use it to mean you think something will happen or won't happen, and you'll pay money if you're wrong. For example, your friend could say, I can eat all this pizza by myself, and you say, I bet you can't, and then maybe whoever is wrong will have to pay for the pizza.
I bet 是我肯定的意思。Puss 这里肯定的是这只 ogre 不能变成 mouse.
Yeah, how can such a big ogre become such a tiny mouse? But let's look at that word mouse, M-O-U-S-E, mouse. It's a noun and it's our next word power word. So a mouse is a small furry animal with a pointed nose and a long tail, and mice is the plural, M-I-C-E, one mouse, two mice. Mice live in the fields or sometimes in people's houses. Okay, here's an example. This restaurant is dirty. You can even see mice running around in it. This restaurant is dirty. You can even see mice running around in it.
Mouse 就是老鼠啦，那它的复数形要特别注意哦，它是 mice, M-I-C-E。那我们的例句说啊，这间餐厅很脏，你甚至可以看到好多只老鼠在里面奔跑。So back to the story, can the ogre change into a mouse? 它可以变成一只老鼠吗？
Yeah, I'm also going to bring up something I just asked Elsie, which was mouse, rat. They're different animals, but in Chinese they're both 老鼠, right?
Yes, 都是老鼠，只是它们真的有一些不同的地方。
Yeah, mice are almost always much smaller. Rats tend to be bigger and longer. Mice are kind of cuter. Rats, not so cute, but...
They look evil.
Yeah, in England and parts of the world, there's two different animals. Here, you just kind of use the same word. But it's a mouse we're talking about here. And Puss in Boots is saying, you can't turn into a mouse, no way. And then we see that, I'll show you, says the ogre, and turns into a mouse.
Whoa.
When the ogre says, I'll show you, he kind of means, you're wrong. I can change into a mouse, and I'll prove it right now. And we can also explain a bit more about what he means by looking at the verb show, S-H-O-W, show, which is our next word power word. To show means to explain to someone how to do something or what something is, either by doing it yourself or using actions to help them learn. So here the ogre's showing him, he's saying, of course I can do it, I'll show you, I will do it, I'll turn into a mouse. Here's another example. The sister showed her brother the way to make a sandwich. The sister showed her brother the way to make a sandwich.
Show 这个动词呢，就是展示的意思，或是我们中文会说 show。那它的三态呢是不规则变化的，特别小心，是 show, showed, shown。那我们的例句说啊，那个姐姐示范做三明治的方法给她的弟弟看。
Surely that's just bread. Something bread. I think, yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
那回到故事呢，这只 ogre 就说了，来，我变给你看，然后他就直接变身成老鼠了。Now
The ogre is a mouse.
But Puss in Boots is a cat. 那就猫抓老鼠。
That's right. I bet you can guess what happens next. Puss in Boots then eats him up. To eat something up with the up is the same meaning as just to eat. We use the up to emphasize that you eat all of something. So if your mum says, eat up your dinner, she means eat all of your dinner. Here we're saying Puss in Boots eats the whole mouse. The tail, the eyes, the bones, everything.
Eat 是吃，我们都很熟悉。那 eat up 是吃光光。Puss 这里呢就把这只 ogre 变身成的老鼠给吃光光了，which means of course that he eats the ogre. Now the ogre is dead. Puss tricked him. He's such a smart cat.
Exactly. But Puss isn't finished yet. There's more. Next, Puss visits all the people in the ogre's lands. Now, when we say someone's land or lands, we mean all the parts of the country owned by someone, or to use yesterday's phrasal verb, belonging to someone. The ogre's lands are all the places belonging to the ogre. The king's lands are all the places that belong to the king. We use lands with an S instead of land to show that there is a lot of land, maybe many different separate areas, not just one area.
一般来说呢 land 这个字啊是个不可数名词，代表土地、领地。那在文章中呢，我们把它变成了复数形 lands， 代表的是呢属于这只 ogre 的土地有很多块，而且在不同的位置。Puss 接下来呢拜访了在 ogre 领地的所有人民。What does Puss do?
The article explains that tell the king these lands belong to the Marquis of Carabas. He instructs them.
Oh.
So there's that phrasal verb again, belong to, really useful. And the verb instruct, I-N-S-T-R-U-C-T, instruct, means to give someone instructions. That's a noun, it's I-N-S-T-R-U-C-T-I-O-N-S, instructions. And instructions are orders about what to do and how to do it. So if someone instructs you, they're telling you what to do and how to do it. A teacher would instruct you, for example. So would a sports coach or even a boss.
Instruct 这个动词呢是指导。那 instruction 就是名词了，直接在 instruct 的字尾加上 ion 就可以了。那 Puss 指导这些人啊，他说告诉国王这些地是属于 Carabas 的侯爵。So this is another part of the plan to make the king think Tom is really a marquis, and also that he's great and owns so many lands.
Right again. We see that when the king arrives, he hears this and is impressed. If you're impressed by someone or something, you think that person or thing is great.
Impressed 这个形容词呢，就是印象深刻的。国王抵达的时候啊，听到这件事情，感到印象深刻。The king thinks, "Wow, this Marquis of Carabas has so many lands. He must be
Rich.
He must have lots of money. He must be rich, and
He must have lots of soldiers.
yeah, he must have a lot of soldiers. 有很多士兵。I want to be friends with him. I like him.
He's great, exactly. And that is why we see he allows his daughter to marry Tom.
That's even better.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at the word allow, A-L-L-O-W, allow, which is our next word power word. To allow means to let someone do or have something, or to let something happen. Here's an example. Terry was angry because his mum didn't allow him to go to the party. Terry was angry because his mum didn't allow him to go to the party.
Allow 这个动词呢是允许。To allow somebody to do something 代表的是允许某人去做某事。例句说啊 ，Terry 很生气，因为他妈妈不准他去参加派对。那回到文章呢，我们说到 The king allows Tom to marry his daughter，他同意 Tom 娶他的女儿。
Yeah.
Now Tom has money, a castle, new clothes, and he can marry the princess.
What a great life.
Wow.
So, time to get to the end of the story. We see that Tom and the princess live happily in the castle. Now, Elsie just used the noun princess, P-R-I-N-C-E-S-S, princess, and we just saw it in the article, so let's check it out in more detail. It's today's last word power word. A princess is a close female relation of a king or a queen, especially a daughter. You might have seen earlier this year the UK got a new princess when Harry married Meghan. Here's another example. After the queen dies, Princess Elsa will become the next queen. After the queen dies, Princess Elsa will become the next queen.
Princess 是公主，那王子呢就是 Prince，P-R-I-N-C-E。那我们例句说啊，女王死掉之后呢，艾莎公主将会成为下一位的女王。那回到故事里面呢，童话故事里都会说啊，王子公主从此过着幸福快乐的日子。这里也是一样。Tom 和公主快乐地住在城堡里。So Tom and the princess are happy. What about Puss in Boots?
Well, the article finishes by saying Puss in Boots is happy too. He can spend his time catching mice.
他可以来抓老鼠了。And that's a great way to finish the story. Let's go to today's magic box